Hello everyone, nice talking to you again. This is Jenny from Atlantis Voice again. And as you see, after 3 days of holiday, the Dragon Boat Festival, we began the work this morning. And it's almost 10 p.m. in the evening. So I guess you can see every time at this moment I have abundant time to take video thing. I have to face the students every day, right? And as my substitute teaching is coming to a conclusion, I would like to talk something about my experience and my feelings about teaching in the school, in the public school. And you see, I had the chance to enter school 12 years ago when my graduation from the college, but I refused to do it for I guess there are 3 reasons. The first one is I really admire the teaching job. Although I was young at the time, I thought teaching is one person exerts some influence on other persons, right? So I thought I wasn't mature enough to take the job. I was 23 back at the time, but I had that kind of thought. And the second one is I thought as a teacher is so poor in China. We had so less salary every month. Maybe as you see, my college classmates who teach in middle schools, they told me that they could get around maybe 5,000 in total. And the third reason is that I would like to experience the other interesting jobs. Which means I could have other chances to take challenges, right? I had so much teaching experiences at the time, so I thought maybe to take some other jobs will make me mature, and to know the world better. So after 12 years later, I still had the feelings that I was right at that time. The salary is still so low. Teaching in this primary school as a substitute teacher, I could get around maybe 3,000 CNY every month. And if I had the chance to teach some students after classes, maybe if I could get 20 students, for example, after class, maybe I could get around 20,000 CNY every month. And this is what my son's Chinese teacher is doing. And the experiences, and thanks to what I've experienced in the last years, I could have a better understanding of the students and the parents, and the situation between the parents and students and the colleagues, right? And I could also have a better understanding of the school policies, etc. So standing in my shoes, I think the teachers who graduate from college and enter the middle schools or primary schools directly, they have some lack of, a broader mindset about the teaching thing. They could focus on the textbooks, and in fact, they don't have much experience about the society, I should say, and they refuse to know what is going on outside the school. At least this is what I can see from the teachers I connect, and I don't think this is good for the students, right? Yeah. And as my teachers who are getting older, when they taught me, they were around 20 years old back at that time, but now they are 40 or 50 years old. I don't see any happiness or any growth in their life. Yeah, this is what they share with me. Yeah. And the third thing is, the students are still experiencing what we didn't experience back at my age. Yeah. And I think the students now have more pressure from the parents and the teachers. I know this is the complicated thing, from the policies and the competitions in China, right? And the ways of life in China. So I think the students are poorer, I should say, are having a worse situation compared to us when we were kids. And I think you must have heard so much about the Xue Qufang, my sister, my brother-in-law, who is a bit rich, and he bought a very expensive house, which is located, near a bit famous school in our city. Yeah, and this is although the house isn't very big enough, but it cost him maybe around around 1 million. Yeah. And this is what is happening in China, not only in this tiny city, right? It's a national phenomenon in China. Yeah. And my mother always pushes my son, to study harder and to follow the teacher's instructions and to do what the teachers ask him to. Cause she said, the competition is so hard in China and everybody wants to get a better job. So my son has to try his very best, no matter what ways he would use to win other students, And usually I would say no to my mother, because I don't think this will be good for my boy to be a person, right? Yeah. So, and at last I'd like to say that 12 years ago I was afraid of the school's policies, which would press the teachers to do what they don't want to. And I was right, because I am still experiencing that. Sometimes when we teacher have something to, maybe something different from the the textbooks or the policies asked to, we should endure some pressure from the parents and also from the headmasters. Yeah, I should say, nearly all parents like their sons or daughters to get a high mark, and the mark means and everything. Yeah, so I do you have anything to say about that? Welcome to leave your message. Yeah, bye bye, see you next time.